Good morning. Checking farm news now. A U.S. House panel made a number of decisions affecting food and farmers. Imports of fresh beef from regions of Brazil and Argentina blocked until the Ag Department does a more detailed study on the risk of foot and mouth disease in those two countries. The House Appropriations Committee also approved an amendment that would allow partially hydrogenated oils to continue to be classified as, quote, generally recognized as safe until the end of a 3-year transition period ordered by the FDA. Now, the committee defeated an effort to extend a ban on the slaughter of horses. A provision sought by the cotton industry to allow farmers to exceed the $125,000 per grower limit on farm subsidies was passed. The devastating impact that high-path avian influenza has had on farmers across the Midwest highlighted during the last 2 days as the Senate Ag Committee heard testimony. Iowa turkey farmer Brad Moline of Moline Farms in Manson testified that clearer communication between APHIS and poultry operators may have slowed the spread of the disease. He also suggested they could have done the depopulation themselves more effectively. Chairman of the board of the United Egg Producers and Iowa farmer James Dean of Sioux Center says they hope to repopulate by November, but it'll be 12 to 16 months before they'll be back at full production. Earlier this week, Iowa Governor Terry Branstad's request for a federal disaster declaration to respond to the bird flu outbreak was denied. The letter said the damage was, quote, not of such severity and magnitude that it could not be handled by the state. Of the 48 million birds euthanized in the U.S., 31.5 million of those were in Iowa. Pollutant limits in the Chesapeake Bay will stand. An appeals court has ruled in favor of the Environmental Protection Agencies versus the American Farm Bureau. Farm Bureau had argued the EPA exceeded its authority by including deadlines and pollutant allocations in its regulation plan. Farm Bureau studying the ruling and deciding what their next step should be includes a possible appeal to the Supreme Court. Farm Bureau has 90 days to seek an appeal before the top court in the land. Well, even with the wildfires plaguing much of the West, the ongoing drought has been a nightmare for most Californians. However, some prominent California farmers actually like the dry conditions. Ben Tracy tells us who.
In Napa Valley, home to some of California's prized vineyards,
your vine is looking pretty darn healthy.
They don't detest the drought.
What has the drought meant for you?
It really actually has been a positive.
Michael Honig owns a 67-acre vineyard in Napa. He says the lack of rain in the past 3 years has produced some of the best wine California has seen in nearly a decade.
Why is a dry year good for wine?
Well, dry years are good because it forces the vine to find water on its own and really penetrate deeply into the soils. You want to stress out a vine to a point. You want to go as far as you can before you go off that cliff and can't go any further.
In normal conditions, the roots of grapevines grow 10 feet deep, but in dry conditions, they are forced to burrow twice as deep in search of water. These stressed out vines produce a smaller grape, but one with more concentrated sugar and complex flavor.
We really want ripeness to get the fruit character that we need to make these really lush, expressive wines.
Can you really taste the difference between a wet year and a dry year?
Yes, you can, because in a wet year, the fruit does not get as ripe.
All right, so this is the best part of the day.
Yes, it is. Open bottles in front of us, yes.
Honig set up a tasting, comparing a 2013 drought year vintage.
It's got this beautiful depth of flavor.
To one from another producer, a 2011 vintage, a wet year, which can make the wine taste a bit green.
It's almost like eating your vegetables in a glass. Not necessarily preferred.
Most people don't say, I want my wine to taste like asparagus.
Not the best thing.
Of course, Honig is in the business of selling wine. So we checked with Susan Kostrava. She's the executive editor of Wine Enthusiast magazine, which has been rating and reviewing California wines for nearly 30 years.
We've looked at our scores over the last 3 years, and they are increasingly going up. So obviously our tasters are liking what they're tasting. They're liking the concentration. They're liking the intensity of the wines.
In fact, in 2011, a wet year, 47% of the red wines in Napa were rated 90 points or more. In 2012, a dry year, that jumped to 53%. However, there is one big problem with the smaller grapes. If you make wine based on quantity, not quality, think $2 chuck, it's now more expensive to produce. That could lead to higher prices for consumers. And a prolonged drought can cause salt to build up in the soil and eventually damage the vines. But for now, Michael Honig is still happy to be drunk on drought.
And if this continues for the rest of the year, we are going to create another stellar vintage in the Napa Valley.
And of course, like most crops, it takes a while into the winter or even early next year before it gets to the consumer. So a little patience will be required. All right, time is 4:43. Let's take a break, and when we come back, a check at the weekend weather forecast, where and when the rain.